What's going on, y'all? Brad Stevens here for another edition of the Harold and Brad Windy City Filmmakers Podcast. Today on The Rewind, a look back at an interview with Carl Seaton, super talented director Carl Seaton. We first interviewed him back in June of 2020. Quick update. He recently directed an episode of Batwoman on the CW, starring the super talented Javicia Leslie. You can check it out on the CW once again, Season 2, Episode 2, Prior Criminal History. Here's a look back at an interview with Carl Seaton right here on The Rewind. What's going on, y'all? Brad Stevens in the house. Welcome to another edition of the Harold and Brad Windy City Filmmakers Film Podcast. Hey, Steve, what's going on, brother?
What's going on? This is a great day to be alive, brothers.
Yeah, we got a special guest in the house. Carl Seaton in the house. What's going on, man?
What's up, brothers? How y'all doing, man?
Can't complain. Good to have you on the show, man.
Great to be here, man. Great to be. I mean, it's a lot of history here between three cats. So
no doubt.
Very special to me, man. I'm honored to even be invited to do this with y'all, man. So I was definitely excited when you asked me. I was like, of course, bro. Yeah, let's do it. So,
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. So, one of the first questions we always like to ask people is, what is your connection to Chicago and what type of art do you create?
I mean, my connection to Chicago, I'm from the Hundreds.
No doubt.
I was born in, it's funny because people ask, like, were you from the suburbs? You from the outskirts? Like,
right.
No, I grew up in the city. You know what I'm saying? And I was in high school. I grew up there, born there, grew up there, shot my first films there, went to film school at Columbia College in Chicago. So Chicago is a huge part of who I am and my voice, you know what I'm saying? And witnessing the, knowing about the 68 riots in Chicago, the political unrest, the organization of the gangs in the 70s.
Anything we don't earn. We're not taking anybody from anything.
The political unrest in the 80s when we announced our first black mayor have all been instrumental in me being a storyteller. And I carry that with me as a storyteller, and that fuels that into my filmmaking as well. So,
no doubt.
Yeah, man. And everywhere I go, here's the thing about Chicago, and this is universal. Chicago is a very blue-collar, ethically work-driven town. And that mentality and that ideology I see in Chicagoans all over the country. You know what I'm saying? I can be in Atlanta, I can be in LA, New York, New Orleans, I can be in Canada. Chicagoans have that grit, that wherewithal to go get it done. We pull up our sleeves and say, let's get it done, let's get to it. So
no doubt.
That's the universal thing. So yeah, I hope that answers your question in a nutshell. But yeah, man, that is all through my veins. I'm proud of it and I never forget. I know I've been gone for a minute, but no, you'll never hear me say I'm from LA ever.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk about the beginning. Let's go all the way back to Columbia College. And then, us being Noops, I've seen you around campuses and different places over the years. But then I remember being at a club back in like 1994, 95, downtown, and you and Kenny were together. And I was like, Noops, what do y'all do? Because I was selling cars at the time, if you remember, so Lowe's Edelson. And you said, Noop, we're filmmakers. I was like, what? What? Because at that moment, things that happened in my life, and I was thinking about it, 1995. And when you said that, I don't know if you were still at Columbia or just finishing up or whatever. And so I kept up with you that whole time. And then beyond that, the acting troupe in 1998, February 1998. Yeah. So talk about those times, 1995, getting off into the art and school and all of that stuff.
Actually, I got to go back a little earlier. I got to go back to 89. I saw the movie Do the Right Thing at the Plaza.
No doubt.
I saw my sister and my cousin came out of the theater and was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't know the difference between a producer and a director. I got to figure all that out. But this guy, Spike Lee, this is what I want to do. So I started to educate myself and say, I'm going to go to film school. So I just graduated from high school at the time. I was going down to Southern Illinois University, and got into that film program. But you have to take a general ed courses your first 2 years. So I didn't get into the film program until my third year. And in my third year is when I realized their programs are primarily based in theory and experimental film. That's not what I wanted to do. And I was like, nah, this not gonna work for me. Simultaneously, my sons, Kenny Young, who played at the same time as me at a different school, was already at Columbia in the theater department. And he was like, yo, man, you should come check out Columbia. So during our semester break, because we were on a semester break and Columbia was on quarters, the campus was still open, so I went down there, just kind of walked around campus. That's how long ago it was. Security didn't stop you. They were just like, I'm walking around campus, I'm asking people random questions. I saw a brother just started asking questions about the school in totality, and then the film program. And man, I think I talked to maybe 4 or 5 people that day about the program. And didn't tell them what I was asking for, just asked them questions. I mean, they sold me on that school so fast. I said, I'm in the wrong school. I'm transferring right now. By that fall, I was at Columbia. And that kind of, being at Columbia, which was a very hands-on school in terms of practical filmmaking, exposed me to like, oh, this is it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with cameras, I'm shooting films, I'm editing these films, and I'm seeing my work put together. And they were crappy movies, but the fact that you're actually doing it and you're being exposed to the craft of filmmaking, I was like, oh, there's a method to this. Right. You're watching a film and it's unraveling. You don't really think about all of the work and the creativity and the ideas that are spooled together to create this piece. And school kind of exposed me to that. And it gave me the wherewithal to keep learning and keep educating myself. So graduated, I marched in 94, came out, me and Ken started writing together, did a short film. And in this film, we produced ourselves, we funded it ourselves and everything like that. That was the baptism of fire because everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong.
All right.
But what it showed us was reignited or just it magnified the fire to be a filmmaker. So when we ran up on you, I think we were at Dejois, as a matter of fact, because I remember that. When I started at Dejois, you're like, yeah, working so jealous because you gave us a car. I was like, you working so jealous? What? And I was like, I can't afford no car right now, but this is cool. He said, what do y'all do? I'm like, we filmmakers, man. And I remember that conversation because I remember reading in various books from various filmmakers, they're like, own what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So even if, and all we had was that short film under our belt, but we was like, damn it, we filmmakers because we've done a film.
That's right.
It's not going to be our last, but we done one.
That's
so we're going to keep building from there.
Right,
so
right.
you asked me that was us stepping into claiming that title, especially in Chicago, in the 90s, like, you doing what?
Right.
and keeping it 100 with you, man, we would get clowned by people. People clown us all the time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll say this, and this is why I love the Noops so much in the city, because the Noops gave us so much undying support. All the Noops were like, yo, keep doing that, Noop. Y'all can do that. Right. Man, go ahead, go for it. Keep going, which is really cool and needed because, like I said, we're in the city, we're in a blue-collar town that's really rooted in reality where people don't really have time for dreams. And people kill dreams just out of necessity.
No doubt.
So you learn to understand that, and you learn to look at it like, okay, this is the reality of this world. Where people are like, I don't have time to dream. I gotta survive. I gotta provide. I have to feed, clothe, and shelter myself and others. So a dream is not even on the back burner. It just doesn't exist. So when you're in that environment, you really have to protect your dream, and you surround yourself by other dreamers and like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, to answer your question, and I know I went way left, but
that's all good. It's all good.
That's where it all stemmed from, man. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of protecting the dream. And another way to protect the dream was proclaiming, like, this is who I am, this is what I do. Because years ago, man, still in film school, when Ken and I first started writing, man, we made a proclamation. We made a pledge to each other, like, this is what we're going to do for the rest of our lives, or we're going to walk the earth.
No doubt. I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
Yeah. So we still at it. You know what I'm saying? We still going. So this became, we made this our reality. Now we definitely had side jobs. We had jobs.
Right.
Definitely had detours and things of that nature. But the thematic thread under all that and our foundation was, this is our purpose. This is what we're called to do.
Oh my God. Hey, right around the time of the acting troupe. And so Kenny directed me towards ETA because I started doing extra work early 1997. And I says, I saw him at the Kappa picnic over at Jackson Park in 97 this summer. I was going to the golf course because I got some clubs.
Yeah, up slime.
Yeah. And I saw the Noops. I was like, Noops got a picnic? And I pulled over. I was in a Cadillac at the time, right? So I pulled over, jumped out, and I saw Kenny. I was like, Kenny, you might have been out there, but I remember saying, man, I want to do more. He says, well, why don't you take a class? I says, yeah, where? He said, ETA is over here. Me and Carl went over to ETA over here, with a core road. Go sit in and check it out. It was right around that time I had $300 in my pocket. It was August. And I went and sat in on that first class. And I was like, oh, my God. After that class was over, I said, I am going to do this the rest of my life.
It was a classic class, man.
Yeah. So that after that first class, and here I am 23 years later, still at it. Walking the earth. I remember y'all saying that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and we had to, you got to check in and remind yourself of it, too, because sometimes you get teased with different opportunities.
Right.
Take you off that path. You're like, you know what? I can do that, but it's not going to get me here. And I always got to, and man, it's easy to forget about here when them carrots are being dangled in your face, like this new job or a new car, new digs, a new crib and so forth, because you want to have a great lifestyle, but because there was a lot of sacrifice that went in with that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of compromise and sacrifice you make to pursue that passion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
I love you say that, like following your dreams. Because for some people that sounds corny, but it's really true. You got to follow your dreams. And for me, when I saw She's Gotta Have It by Spike Lee, and then at the end, and they were like doing the characters, and he said Spike Lee. I said, he directed this film? And it was something about because he was young, but he was in high school like I was at the time. And it was something to your point about seeing somebody who looks like you, who directed the film, that made it seem, hey, that's actually pot. You could actually do that. You know what I'm saying? That was really inspiring. So how important is writing in terms of being a director to you? How important is being able to write and direct in terms of being a storyteller?
Well, going back to Spike Lee, man. So not only did Spike, which was so dope, not only did he make his film, like his first 5 films, he'd make the film, then he'd write a book talking about the making of the film.
Yeah, no doubt, yeah.
Mystify the process. And I'm like, oh shit, this is gold. So, so he was just iconic in that regard, man. And what he said in one of his first book, He's Gotta Have It, he said, writing creates jobs.
No doubt.
That's one thing stayed with me once I got out of film school. Like, okay, no one's gonna hire me to direct anything coming out of film school with a film degree. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta hire myself first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? And so to get back to your question, writing is integral because number one, it creates jobs. And number two, it is the foundation in terms of filmmaking. It's the foundation of storytelling. You know what I'm saying? You build on the story from the screenplay. Right. And knowing how to write helps you understand story. So a writer, an actor, a cinematographer, a director, we are all storytellers.
No doubt.
We all play different roles in telling a story. So the more well-versed you are in storytelling, the better stories you can tell. So writing strengthens your skill set in telling stories. Writing is integral, man. It's imperative. And learning how to write and learning structure and character arcs infuses your directing because it infuses the acting. I can talk to an actor about intention, your arc, and like, you want to hold off on this information because in 3 scenes, we're going to reveal this. You don't know this yet. So we can have these type of conversations. That's all storytelling. And it's all craftsmanship, man. That's the main thing that I really got from studying people like Spike and Robert Rodriguez and De Palma and Spielberg. There's a craft to all of this. If you respect the craft and educate yourself on the craft, you will improve as a filmmaker. Right. Writing is definitely the foundation everything is built upon because you can't shoot a film without a script. I mean, people have shot films without scripts. I prefer to shoot a film with a script.
No question.
What about
there are shitty scripts out here? You can end up shooting a film based on a shitty script. That has happened. So, that's a whole nother conversation.
Right. What
about storyboard? Do you still use those at all?
In certain sequences, yes. If I have an elaborate sequence, storyboards will be used, but for the most part, shot list and just kind of do overhead maps and things of that nature. But if it's an intricate sequence, I will storyboard.
For TV, you do storyboard for TV too?
Yeah,
You doing episodics?
Yeah, because most of my films were all of a lower budget.
No doubt.
There was no, I mean, I didn't have time or days for intricate sequences. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Once I started getting into episodic television and dealing with more intricate, set pieces and things of that nature, storyboards started coming, like, fires and bus flips and chase sequences.
I was watching Snowfall. I was sitting up in the in the room at night watching Snowfall. I watched every episode, blah, blah, blah. And it was this one episode. I think it was like episode 10 last season, whatever. And the one that you had done.
I did
8, yeah. I'm sitting there watching this episode, and it was intense. And then as it got to that end, the kitchen scene, I was like, is he? Isn't he? Is he? Boom! I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, let me look at the credits. And then boom, there you were, right there in the credits. I was like, Carl directed this. I sent you a text right there, like, oh my God.
Yes, you did. Yeah, man.
Amazing. So were you nominated for that episode?
Yeah, I was nominated for an Image Award.
Yeah,
NAACP Image Award. I lost to 50 Cent, which I was like, but it's all good.
Right, no doubt.
It's all good. I was happy to be, look, people I was nominated with Ava DuVernay and Debbie App. You know what I'm saying? 50 and but yeah, like I said, I was just happy to be. I was just happy to be nominated, man. And I didn't go in with the intention of I'm gonna get a nomination for this. I just go in to do the work. You know what I'm saying? And try to put my best foot forward and just any opportunity I get to direct, man, I want to do my very best. You know what I'm saying?
No question. Right.
Ooh la la. Yes.